my YouTube channel, The Code Boy. So in this video, we're going to discuss about the basics of Dart programming. Actually, this is a language built by Google. It actually Flutter. Flutter is which uses this to make cross-platform mobile apps, desktop apps, web apps also. So we're not going to start it with Flutter in this video, or actually in this series. Here we are just going to cover the Dart programming language, which is obviously necessary for Flutter. So what we are going to discuss over here is I'm just giving you an overview what a programming language. If you do not have any programming knowledge prior, so that's totally fine. I'll be starting with basics. So what will I cover in this video? So I'm gonna cover the basics like what are variables, what are data types, how to store values. I guess this pretty much, yeah, some little printing commands to print the console. So let's just start. Or even without even start, let me just show you what it is where I'm doing this stuff, this Dartpad. It's an online ID. I usually prefer this because it's quick and fast. And here we will type our code, and here in the console we're going to get the output. So let's start it. First of all, what are data types? Oops. So data types basically the type of value we are storing in any variable. For example, what value we can store? We can store, let's say, age, name, or pi. You know, pi. What are these? These are different values. Age can be like 20. Name can be like, what's say, John. And what is pi? Pi is obviously we all know 3.14 and so. So what these values mean? This is an integer. This is alphabet character, or in programming we call it string, and always put in this double quotes. And what is this? A decimal point number, and we also call it not decimal, sometimes double and sometimes float, but in Dart we'll use it as double. So let me just clean it. Whenever we declare a variable, we also have to declare its type. For example, if I write, let me show you a negative example. If I type age equals 20, it's perfectly fine, but we get an error because variable, yeah, this is the type name. Try adding the name of the type of the variable or keyword var. So what is asking for? It's asking for the type. So here it always has detected its integer age, but we still have to initialize it data type. What's this error? Yeah, this is expecting this. Also remember that in Dart, unlike C++, it also every line, mostly every line, is terminated with this terminator. So now it's perfectly fine. And let me just print this. Legit. So how will I print? Simple. It's print parentheses and always. It's a variable, so it don't need to be put in the quotes. It works fine. So H. So now if I run this, you should see an error. Oh yeah, again, see, in print we also have to terminate it with this terminator. So What is? Oh, this is a very silly mistake I've done. Uh, PRI, and it's okay. Yeah. So you can see we have a function body must be provided. What does mean? It means that our code doesn't work until we have this void main, the main function under which whole code has to be written. See, no error. Now if I run this, we should get 20, and there we go. We get 20. So why did we get that error? Because in Dart, unlike C, we uses the header files. Yeah, here we use a main function, void main function, which is necessary. Without it, the compiler can't reach to this. The compiler first reaches to void main, and then what inside that, it will execute that. Okay, so it's necessary. So let me just, this is for integer. First, character alphabet values, use string. So str1 string is a keyword. Also, these all are called keywords, variables, and values. Whatever you call it, name. Let's just remember that it should be in the Terminator, and the name always, a string always written in double quotes or single quotes, both work. Let's just name it like what? Okay, Iron Man fans, Tony. But what is this line showing here? Let's just see. The value of the local variable name isn't used. Unlike this age we have created, we haven't used this, so let's just use this print name and Terminator. Now we should go. Yeah. So if I hit run, it should print 20 and Tony. Perfect. Now that comes another example of double. Double are like this. I have shown you the example. Floating point numbers 3.14. See, we can store this. If I try to store this number here, for example, let me just 3.14, it will give an error. Why? Let's see this error. A value of type double can't be assigned to a variable of type int. As we have initialized its value as an integer, we can't store a double or a float value inside it. So if I do this, then it will be okay. So an integer value stores only the integer, and the double data type stores only the float value or decimal point values. So let's just also print this, print pi, oh, Terminator, yeah. So now if I run this, we should get 20, 20, 3.14, and which we get. Another type we do have is, okay, yeah, it's bool. That is true or false. There are many things that needed to be true or false. So let's just assign that. Let's say, taking my example, is typing equals true, and bool is what eating is equals false. Terminator. If I print those, print is typing and print okay is eating. So what should it mean? Let me just show you. No error. I've used this. So why is it showing an error? Non-constant identifier using lower camel case. Oh, let's just make it this. It will go. And also change this. Yeah. So actually it's this. You can also, that will also work. Okay, let me just show you that. If I print this, true and false. Okay, perfect. We can also, I think that will be for another video. That's this error is just saying that you should print your variable names some nicely, but we can use whatever we want. So these are main, what do I say, data types: integer, string, double or float, and bool. I guess, yeah, these are pretty much the data types of almost every programming language. So now let's just do some basic functions. Functions, not functions, I mean basic programming. Let's say we have integer num1. Let's say we have 20. We have integer num2, that is 10. And oh, okay, error. Always remember to terminate the line with terminator. Yeah, and I want to print the, okay, print the sum of num1 and num2. So what will I gonna do? I simply add num1 and num2. Right? Terminator. So what should it print? 30. Let's just see if it's printing 30 or not. Perfect. It's printing 30. Let me just do multiplication for that. If I do multiply, I should get 200. Perfect. What can we do? We can do floor and divide. This this will give us the question, not the remainder. So 2. Yeah, it comes to. And what if I print percentage? Any guesses? Yep, it will print the remainder. That will be 0, I guess. Yes, 0. Perfect. So what else we can do in it? We can, yeah, let's do something with strings now. Strings, it should be in capital, str string, name equal, let's say Mike. Okay. Now if I say another name, yeah, okay, string name 2, let's just call it 1, and let me just take it something different. Yeah, that will be more understandable. That will be pretty hardcore identifier. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are adding the strings. Now you will ask and raise a query. How can you add two strings? By adding strings, I mean to join them. Let's see. First, let's see what if I did this. What will be the output? So you might think it should, if it's adding the string, it should get Tony Stark. But remember the error. Unidentified name 1. I'm 1. Oh. It's not num, it's name. Now let's just see. No error, but still see what will happen. Yeah, perfect. This is what we want. Actually, because they are not int, they just concatenate. What does that mean? That simply means what the output is. It has taken the name one, Tony, and joined, so to say, with Stark. So you can see Tony Stark, but it's a bit weird to see this. So for that, let me just, if I can do this, and instead of this, let me just, oops, yes, no, yeah, and this will be the same, but with a space between Tony Stark. It should work. Perfect. So it is a bit nicer and cleaner. Okay, what did it did? It make it a formatted string object. Okay, that we'll cover later on. What else basic we can done over here? The basics that we can cover. Yes, we have checked the string variable. Okay, let's just make a simple program using what we have learned. So let's say int radius side equals 4 to keep it simple, and let's just print a variable, and let's just call it area equals, what's the area of let me just write it here, program to find the area of a square. Okay, so what's the formula of area of square? It's side times side. Perfect. Yeah. Now what we are going to do, we are going to print this area. Okay, and we again use a formatted string. The area of the square with side, let me just tell you, is area. So formatted string of side, formatted string, and terminator. So what should it print? It should print the area of the square. That will be side times side. That will be 4 times 4. So the answer should be the area of the square with side 4. It will, this is 16. So it should print 16. Let me just also add units, be precise. Okay. Perfect. The area of the square with side 4 is 16. For example, if I have put here 5, then it will print 5. Upside 5 is 25. Perfect. This is pretty much it for the basics on today's lecture. Next lecture, I will be telling you about some more advanced topics in basics. That will be like some if-else conditions. Yeah. In the next video, we are going to look at if-else conditions in Dart program. So, till then, stay tuned.